Hello and welcome to today's webinar, Ceramosides, Youthful Skin and Stronger Hair from Within. Today's presentation has been pre-recorded and will run approximately 25 minutes. You can download a transcript of this presentation to follow along by clicking the paper icon that you see on the left side of your screen. And if you have any questions about this content or about any Now products, please reach out to our product information team at productinfo@nowfoods.com. There we have a staff of nutritionists who answer questions daily from retailers, consumers, and practitioners from all around the world. So please join me now to welcome our guest speaker, Virginie Grenier, Global Marketing Manager for Nutrition Activity at Seppic. Virginie is a French engineer in food sciences, specializing in human nutrition, with over 7 years of experience bridging the gap between product innovation and nutritional science. Throughout her career, Virginie has held key roles in R&D and Medical Affairs at global B2C leaders, including Danone and the H&H Group, where she focused on dairy products, food supplements, and infant nutrition. And now, with her beautiful French accent and all the way from Paris, France, please join me in welcoming Virginie Grenier for today's presentation. Welcome, Virginie.
Hello everyone, I'm very pleased today to introduce Ceramosides, which is our natural ingredient from wheat, rich in phytoceramides for youthful skin and stronger hair from within. Let me do a small introduction about Ceramosides. Ceramosides is a wheat lipidic extract that is standardized in phytoceramides and DGDG. This is a science-based active. Actually, there are 5 clinical studies and 3 in vitro studies that has been conducted on Ceramosides. All those studies showed a wide range of benefits of Ceramosides in nutricosmetics. It is an all-in-one nutricosmetic ingredient for both women and men with a dual action on both skin and hair. The clinical studies demonstrated a very quick efficacy. For skin anti-aging and hydration, we showed benefits within only 2 weeks. And for hair growth and anti-hair loss benefits, we showed results within 2 months. In Now Solutions product, Ceramosides is used in a powder delivery format with a very low dose of 30 mg per day, which has been clinically studied. Ceramosides is a GMO-free, gluten-free wet lipidic extract which has a patent pending on the hair applications. So here is the snapshot of Ceramosides, but now let's deep dive into Ceramosides story, and then we will discuss the science behind Ceramosides regarding the ceramides, which is the key component of skin and hair, and then we will deep dive into the clinical results of Ceramosides for both skin and hair. The story of Ceramosides starts in 2006 in the northeast of France. The researchers were inspired by a disruptive scientific data published on the benefits of oral administration of ceramides on skin hydration. And they decided to develop a unique nutritional active ingredient rich in vegetal ceramides. Ceramosides was born. Then, it was followed by several years of research, where it was shown that Ceramosides is the very first phytoceramides on the market with proven efficacy on skin hydration and anti-aging at a very low dose. Known primarily as a hero ingredient in nutraceutical formulation that are targeting skin aging and moisturization, Ceramosides' efficacy has now also been demonstrated for hair growth and hair strength. Considering this extensive science, Ceramosides was the finalist of the Nutra Ingredients Awards in 2024, which we are very proud of. But where does Ceramosides come from? As I said, this is a wheat lipidic extract. So for the raw material, we have wheat origin that is from Europe with a high traceability. And then the extraction process takes place in the southwest of France. So between the raw material and the plant, there is no air freight. And then regarding the extraction process, we are committed at Seppic to have a very sustainable commitments. It means that our plant use 100% renewable electricity and 75 biogas to have a renewable source of energy. Also, the process of Ceramosides doesn't use any water. The only water used for the process is for cleaning. And at Seppic, we use the best-in-class cleaning technology for limited water use. But we go beyond that. And we are committed also to recycle all our solvents. And there is only one waste that is produced during the process and it's reused for energy. Last but not least, we also do some upcycling, since the main byproduct of ceramosite extraction process is reused in animal feed. So this is for the process, but then what is the ingredient? Actually, ceramosides is a very powerful source of phytoceramides. What are phytoceramides? Phytoceramides are lipids that are naturally present in wheat. But ceramosides is not only a phytoceramides extract. Actually, it's a synergistic complex between phytoceramides but also DGDG, which is, from its scientific name, digalactosyl diglycerides. This component is a self-emulsifying compound, also naturally found in wheat. Why is it interesting? It's interesting because DGDG improves ceramides metabolism and absorption. So at the end, thanks to this unique extraction process, ceramosides is a synergistic complex that can enhance, that have enhanced benefits on the skin and the hair. So what is the link between ceramides and skin and hair? Well, if we start with the skin, let's come back to the structure of it. You know that the skin is constituted of 3 layers: hypodermis, dermis, and epidermis. What is of interest for us today is the epidermis. The epidermis, if we look at its structure, it's analogous to a brick wall, where you have the cells, the corneocytes that act as the bricks, and then the lipids that are the mortar, which fill the gaps between the cells. And if we zoom into those intercellular lipids, actually 50% of them are ceramides. So this is definitely a key component of skin. And their role is actually, they have a very important role on the barrier function of the skin. Since they are this mortar, they enable the retention of water within the corneocytes. And they also prevent the formation of cracks. So this is for skin, but what about hair? Well, this is the same, actually. Ceramides are also known for their involvement in the formation of the intracellular lipids in the hair cuticle. So they have a key role also for the hair cuticle protection. And specifically, they play a critical role in strengthening the hair by ensuring the cohesion of hair cells, thus reducing breakage. Those components, those ceramides, they are particularly essential when women are aging. And I'm thinking about a specifically important phase of aging, which is menopause. Indeed, you know that, but there are several changes that can happen during menopause, and specifically on skin and hair. Actually, the hormonal changes induced by menopause have strong repercussions on the skin, and specifically on ceramides, with 2 parameters that tend to decrease: the ceramides quantity and the quality. And this can result in skin dryness, skin water loss, skin wrinkles, and cracks. Regarding the hair, these hormonal changes can also have negative repercussions on the hair cycle. And in menopausal women, we specifically observe altered hair quality, reduced hair growth, and a reduced hair density. So when women are aging, it is critical for them to preserve the ceramides content in the skin to prevent from those negative effects. Now let's deep dive into ceramosite science, and we will start with the skin. To study the effect of ceramosides on the skin, 3 gold standard clinical trials were conducted. When I'm saying gold standards, it means double-blind, randomized control design of the clinical trials. The very last one was published only in 2024. Those are very recent data. For the design of the studies, we included healthy women with dry skin and signs of aging, with an age between 30 and 60 years old. Also, we included in those studies specifically menopausal women, and we conducted dedicated statistical studies on this subgroup of women. And we showed similar results as the one that I will be showing to you just after for the general population. In the studies, we included the placebo and then the 2 grades that are available for ceramosides, meaning 1 powder grade and 1 oil grade. I will show you today the results on the powder grade, which is the grade that is used in Now Solutions product. Here you have the very first results of the clinical studies. The very first one that was measured is skin moisturization with an objective tool, which is corneometry. And those are very impressive results because we demonstrated that ceramosides has significant action and positive effect on skin moisturization after only 15 days, which is very quick, and with an improvement of plus 16% versus placebo. And we see that if we wait a bit longer, then the effect increase, and at 60 days, there is an improvement of plus 22% versus placebo. The second effect that was observed during the clinical studies is on skin elasticity, with, again, a significant effect observed only after 15 days, with an improvement of plus 18% versus placebo. And then this effect was amplified at 60 days with a plus 26% of skin elasticity in the group taking ceramoside powder versus placebo. So these are very standardized measures, but actually when you are a consumer, you want to see the results in the mirror. So here you have the results that were really observed and visible in participants. On the left, you have pictures that were taken through a technique that is Primos, and that shows the wrinkle depth. So the more it is blue, the more the wrinkle is deep. And you see clearly that in the first picture was taken before taking ceramosides, and then the second picture on the bottom was taken after 56 days of intake of ceramosides, and the wrinkle depth was significantly reduced. And on the right, you see it in real life, and you see that there is a visible effect directly on crow's feet wrinkles that seem to disappear. So this is very impressive. What is also very interesting is that in those clinical studies, we consider whether there would be a remaining effect after stopping the intake of ceramosides. So we measured several parameters. Here you have 2 parameters showing skin moisturization on the left and 2 parameters linked to skin aging on the right. And we show that there is indeed a decrease of benefits when you stop taking ceramosides. But actually, it's good news. It shows that during the clinical studies, the effect we observe is really linked to ceramosides intake. But we still see a small remaining effect. So everything won't disappear, but of course, the best will be to keep taking ceramosides to maintain the benefits on your skin. But the most importantly, what we want when we take food supplements is consumer satisfaction. And here is what the volunteers said about ceramosides. Actually, 91% of them said that they feel better about themselves after taking ceramosides. 91% also said that they feel that their skin is more moisturized and also that their skin is more elastic. And finally, 78% of them feel that their skin is firmer with ceramosides. Those results were significantly higher than the group that took the placebo. So we show here that there is a high consumer satisfaction after taking Ceramosides with skin benefit. Where do those effects come from? Well, here is the mechanism of action. The first part is that with Ceramosides, you have an oral intake of ceramides. And so what we studied is to see what happened when you consume orally ceramides. And what we showed during animal study is that the ceramides consumed orally will reach the epidermis only 24 hours after ingestion. What is also very powerful within Ceramosides is that it also contains DGDG, which boosts the phytoceramides' efficacy by improving their metabolism and absorption during digestion. And then when the ceramides reach the epidermis, what happened? Then there are three effects that were demonstrated in vitro of the ceramides' effect in the skin. The first action they have is on the collagen network. Since they have an anti-collagenase action, meaning that they preserve the collagen network from destruction. And we know that collagen is also a key component of the skin that have a very key role on the prevention of skin wrinkleness. So this would explain the role of ceramides for skin wrinkles. Another benefit of ceramides that was demonstrated in vitro is that it is their anti-elastase action, which helps preserve the skin elasticity. And finally, ceramides also have an anti-radical effect, protecting the skin from oxidative stress, which is also a key mechanism of action to prevent skin aging. So this is for skin, but what about hair? Before entering into more details about the clinical results of Ceramosides on hair, let me just do a small reminder about the hair cycle. So hair renewal is very cyclical, and it relies on three main phases. Here are the technical terms. The first term is anagen. Anagen means that this is the phase where the hair is growing. Then you have the catagen phase, which is like the middle phase, the transition phase. And then the telogen phase is the phase where the hair is shedding. So of course, you want more hair on anagen phase and less hair in telogen phase. The initial data that we used to design our clinical studies come from, again, animal studies, showing that ceramides could have an impact on the improvement of hair growth by acting on the regulation of the hair cycle, and particularly in impacting the anagen and the telogen phases. So based on this initial evidence, we designed two gold standard clinical studies to show those benefits of Ceramosides on hair growth and anti-hair loss. The very last study was just published in 2025. So this is the most updated science around Ceramosides on the hair. Again, here you have two studies that were double-blind, randomized, controlled clinical trial. In terms of participants, for those studies, we decided to include 99 healthy women with acute hair shedding, with a wider high age range between 18 and 65 years old. It also included a group of menopausal women. So again, we conducted also dedicated statistical tests on this subgroup of women, and we showed similar results as the general population in the study. And again, in terms of design, we included a placebo and also the two grades of Ceramosides, including the powder grade with the very same dose as the one in the skin. So here are the results, and they are impressive. You have first the results on the hair growth, and we compare directly ceramosides with the placebo. For the very first one is that we measured the length of hair and to see how much it has grown during the study period. And we showed that at the end of the study, after 84 days, there is an increase of plus 12% of hair growth in the group that has taken ceramosides versus placebo. Also, what we studied is the ratio between anagen, so the phase where the hair is growing, and telogen, which is the phase where the hair is shedding. And we showed that this ratio was significantly improved with ceramosides only after 56 days, which is a very quick effect when we consider the duration of a hair cycle. The results were significant versus placebo, with an increase of plus 16%, and it was further improved after 84 days of intake. But again, what we want is visible results. So here you have the pictures of the participant with two examples. We chose also participants that has a very diverse type of hair. So here you have two types of hair, and you see the effect that there are significantly better appearance of the hair with more hair. And this was also measured by counting directly the hair in a dedicated surface of the scalp. And we showed that there were 15 times more hair in the group of people taking ceramosides versus the placebo. Finally, last but not least, I had discussed it before, but considering the role of ceramosides in hair, we also studied the effect of ceramosides on hair strength. And again, we showed significant results, starting at 56 days. There were two tests that were done. The first one was a pull test, so trying to checking how many hair were plucked. And we showed that there was a significant decrease of this number of hair. The second test was also the resistance to breakage. And again, we showed that there was a significant improvement in the group of people taking ceramosides versus placebo at 84 days. Finally, we had a very, very high satisfaction rate regarding the hair benefits with ceramosides. Indeed, 100% of all the participants felt that their hair grew faster with ceramosides, which is very impressive. And also, what we showed is that 100% of them were satisfied with the efficacy, and 97% felt that their hair was stronger and less prone to breakage, and that they lost less hair with ceramosides. And all those results were significantly higher than the group with placebo. So in summary, why choose ceramosides? Well, I think now you're convinced that this is a very efficient ingredient for both skin and hair benefits at a very low dose of 30 milligrams per day with very quick results, only 2 weeks for skin and 2 months for hair. What is very powerful with ceramosides is that also you have a dual action at the very same dose. So just taking one product, you can have both skin and hair benefits, and it's for both women and men. This is the first phytoceramide in the market with clinically proven action on hair growth. And the advantage of ceramoside, it's because it has a very extensive clinical evidence with 3 clinical trials on skin benefits and 2 on hair benefits. And also we have mechanisms of action that were demonstrated in 3 in vitro studies. Last but not least, this is a natural ingredient, vegan suitable, gluten-free, kosher, non-GMO, and of course, no additive, no preservatives. So yes, ceramosides is a very innovative ingredient that helps support healthy skin and hair from within.
Well, thank you, Virginie, for a wonderful presentation. Wow. And I would agree with you that the results speak for themselves. Um, those pictures, I love those pictures of the wrinkles and the hair growth. So that is definitely on my list of something to get.
Yeah, with pleasure. We can share that with you.
Yes, yes. And I love that there's more research coming out on the aging population, especially as I am approaching that. Because there are so many things that happen and so many hormonal changes, and sometimes you just feel at a loss for what to do because everything changes. So I love to see this kind of research.
Yeah, I make it quick, but actually we really deep dive into this group of menopausal women, and we really considered all the parameters I've discussed, like skin wrinkleness, skin hydration, skin firmness, in this and hair growth and hair loss in this specifically subgroup, because we know that this is specific concerns, and we demonstrated each time statistically significant results. So this is great also for more personalized formulas that want to address this subgroup of women. Then Ceramosides is definitely a solution.
And one product with multiple results or multiple benefits. So that's awesome too.
Yeah, and that is at the same dose. So also, yes, you just put one dose in your product and you are sure that you cover everything.
Okay, well, I'm going shopping now for Ceramosides for the Now brand, of course. So,
Sure.
well, thank you again. I really appreciate your time and to be here with us all the way from Paris, France. We thank you so, so much for a wonderful presentation. And we thank our audience for joining us today for this webinar. So have a great day, everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you.